Daniel Rock Zero here, back again on our video. 2001 year in review continues with WCW Greed. What a shitty title that's called, right? What a shitty title. Greed. What is it, named after the 7 deadly sins now? What are we going to have? WCW Gluttony. WCW Lust. Lame. All right, so let's start off. We have Jason Jett. Who in the blue fuckballs is this guy? He looked like, I think, Easy Money from ECW. He looks like an ECW guy. Defeating Kiwi in a good match, a 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Elix Skipper and Kid Romeo defeating the Filthy Animals, Rey Mysterio Jr. and Billy Kidman to become the first ever WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions. Now, I'm not sure why they had a Cruiserweight Tag Team titles when they should have known that their company was going out of business shortly, soon enough, right? I think the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles would have been a brilliant championship to have back in like 1997, or at the very least 1998, when you still had, you know, Jericho and Malenko and Eddie Guerrero and all these guys. Cruiserweight Tag Team title match is a great match, an 8 out of 10. Fantastic. Shawn Stasiak's defeat Bam Bam Bigelow in a shitty match, a 2. Next up, we have Mike Awesome and Lance Storm defeating Canyon and Hugh G. Rection in a meh match, 3. Sugar Shane Helms defeat Chavo Guerrero Jr. in a great match for the Cruiserweight title, a 7 out of 10. Next up, we have the Natural Born Thrillers, Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Haire, retaining their tag team titles up against Lex Luger and Buff Daddy Buff Bagwell, totally buff, in basically a squash match. They go in there, they beat their ass inside 60 seconds, and it's over. It's over. And then we have Ernest the Cat Miller defeating Canyon. Now, I don't know if he was the commissioner. He probably lost it. But this was a fine match, a 5.5. Booker T defeats Rick Steiner in the United States title match with a 5. Dustin Rhodes and Dusty Rhodes, you heard me right, defeats Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett. And by the way, Ric Flair is wearing this Hawaiian buttoned-up t-shirt, I don't know, and slacks and dress shoes. I give it a 6. The loser will have to kiss the other tag team's ass. And then the main event, we have Scott Steiner defeating Diamond Dallas Page in a Falls Count Anywhere match. I give a 7.5 out of 10. Overall, WCW Greed, it's the final show. It's the last ever show. And it's a good show. Just like Fall Brawl 2000, I give a 5.5 out of 10. And that's the highest rated WCW show I think I've given since Spring Stampede 1999. I don't know if it's WCW 2000 and have to go through all that crap. And so when you see a mediocre show like this, it seems like it's fucking golden by comparison. But that's where we are at. So it's the last WCW pay-per-view. Diamond Dallas Page has basically his last match in WCW. Rick Steiner. Who else has their last matches? Oh, Lex Luger has his last match. Buff Bagwell in their last WCW match. So overall, Greed. I know this was a quick pay-per-view review, but there really isn't a whole lot to talk about. It's a good show, sure, but after you watch 2000, you're probably going to say, well, of course it's a great show. You watched WCW 2000. WCW 2001 had some promising things. Sean O'Haire, for example, was a very promising prospect. And had WCW managed to stick around for a little bit longer, maybe another year, maybe Sean O'Haire could have been a big mega superstar in WCW. Oh well. Too bad WWF fucked him around. I like to think that Vince McMahon looked at Sean O'Haire and thought, yeah, this guy's going to be a good guy. This guy's going to be a big top star. Yeah. Let's put him, let's give him that gimmick. Let's give him the devil's advocate gimmick. Let's give Mark Jindrak, yeah, into Evolution, yeah. And then all of a sudden, Triple H or somebody told him, well, you know they were in the very last year of WCW. And then Vince McMahon was like, what? Tell it. Oh, put him with Piper. Put Batista in Evolution. We got to get rid of these guys. I can't let, that WCW smell, that Ted Turner smell, it lingers on. Damn it. I like to think he said something like that when finding out about Sean O'Hare and the other guy. Anyways, that's Greed for y'all. Catch you next time for the final episode of Nitro and the simulcast Raw. Dana Rock 08 next up in 2001's Year in Review. Catch you next time. Goodbye.